state of Israel that murdered more Jews than at any time since the Holocaust, and you're saying you think that this is an ambiguous message?
I'm saying that any student targeted on campus, a Jewish student...
Will you condemn this right here? Right here. Long live the Intifada. Will you condemn that?
I'm condemning Jewish students on a campus is being targeted, and the Office of Civil Rights should successfully be given funding.
Will you condemn this as hate speech?
I think that can be hate speech, but I don't think it's automatically hate speech. The problem is that there's nuance I'm trying to introduce to this conversation.
What's the nuance when these people are marching and calling for Jews to be killed?
You don't need genocide apologists explaining nuance to the United States Senate. This hearing just proved exactly why Congress is done playing games. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because we are exposing the left's lies every single day, and you do not want to miss what's coming.
Ms. Berry, let me just start with you. You said in response to a question from, I think it was Senator Graham, you praised the protests going on campuses. I just want to make sure I got this right, so you correct me now, as a national organic human rights movement. What did you mean by that?
The mass movement in support of Palestinian human rights is happening on college campuses across the country after students are learning more about the history of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and the specific targeting of Palestinian human rights. Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to be clear about what you're praising and not praising.
Well, praising.
Let's have a look here. So,
yeah.
This long live the Intifada.
Yeah.
Is this an example of the what did you say, national organic human rights movement that you mean? Is this a human rights movement?
I'm not sure that using the term Intifada, which literally just means to like shake off or get rid of, is effective. As most Americans don't actually associate it with a human rights issue. So I don't think that's effective. No, Senator?
Wait a minute. You don't think it's effective, but you would agree that this is calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. This is after the
No, Senator.
No, it's not. This isn't calling for the killing of Jews.
I don't know that person, and I don't know that sign. So
you don't know what this means?
I don't think...
You haven't seen this before? Did you see these protests on Rabbi, do you know what this means?
Yes, it's a call for the destruction of the state of Israel and probably the killing of Jews everywhere.
I do not agree with that, Senator.
You don't think that's hate speech right here?
Long live the Intifada can mean different. As I see the problem,
it can mean different things. Wait a minute. These are protests, violent protests on campuses that targeted Jewish students, attacked them personally, prevented them from going to camp, going to class, put them in fear of their safety after the October 7th attacks on the state of Israel that murdered more Jews than at any time since the Holocaust. And you're saying you think that this is an ambiguous message?
I'm saying that any student targeted on campus, a Jewish student...
Will you condemn this right here? Right here. Long live the Intifada. Will you condemn that? I'm
condemning Jewish students on a campus is being targeted, and the Office of Civil Rights should successfully be given funding.
Will you condemn this as hate speech?
I think that can be hate speech, but I don't think it's automatically hate speech. The problem is that there's nuance I'm trying to introduce to this conversation.
What's the nuance when these people are marching and calling for Jews to be killed?
Sir, because Intifada also means uprising for Palestinians. The way
so it's ambiguous, so it's hard to say. Well, my gosh. Okay, let's try another one. What about this?
Please, audience will please...
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's fine. We know what you think. Right, exactly. I mean, I think you've made it clear. Those who were cheering earlier when Senator Cruz was asking about the attempts to destroy and kill Jews. Let's just be clear about what's going on here, because here's what's happening at this hearing. We can't talk about anti-Semitism without also talking about something else. The message that's being sent today at this hearing today is anti-Semitism isn't enough. The attempts to kill Jews on campuses, that's not a conversation worthy of discussion. You've got to add something else to it. So if you want to kill Jews, oh, well, we can't talk about that unless we also talk about 15 other things. And now we have a witness sitting here who will not condemn the attempts on these campuses that are blatantly anti-Semitic tropes, Nazi tropes to try and kill Jews. What about this one? There's only one solution. Is that a national organic human rights movement?
No, sir. I trust that's in reference to Holocaust, and that's
I would think the final solution. Okay, what about this? What about this? Glory to our martyrs.
Again, I don't understand the point of messaging like that. I don't know what that means.
Would you condemn this as anti-Semitic? This was projected here in Washington, D.C. on the campus in front of Jewish students following the October 7th massacre.
I think that that is not appropriate speech at a time.
It's hate speech in the context, don't you think?
Sure, but the point is I would prefer to focus on the issue of hate crime. That's the reason I'm saying
This is a hate crime. When you threaten to kill Jews and destroy the state of Israel, that's hate speech.
No,
that's a hate crime.
Threatening to kill anyone, including Jews, is
let's not pretend that it's ambivalent or ambiguous or we're not sure. How about this one? Free Palestine from the river to the sea.
That's not hate speech, sir.
You don't think that this is a call for the destruction of the state of Israel?
I can speak to what I think, which is amazing because I'd love to talk about what I think, but I really think the focus of our hearing
You don't think that after the October 7th
attacks,
attacks, when this was projected in front of a group of Jewish students right here in the District of Columbia, you don't think that's an attempt to intimidate them and call for the destruction of the state of Israel?
Focusing on hate crime, I would say if
Just
that
yes or
were
no?
displayed on a synagogue, then it's a hate crime. If it was displayed on a Hillel, then it's a hate crime. If it's displayed elsewhere, I trust its speech.
Well, and then we wonder why our students are confused. Rabbi, let me just ask you, are you confused about this message?
I'm not confused, and I'll add that even if it was ambiguous and could mean different things to different people, Senator, can you imagine if there was a phrase that also meant kill all the black people? Would we be okay with projecting it because it might also mean something else to someone else?
No, I mean, well said, well said. I'm almost done.
Let me paint you a picture. A witness sits before the United States Senate, facing elected officials and the American people. She has shown image after image of protests on college campuses, with slogans calling for violence against Jewish students. Long live the Intifada. There's only one solution. Glory to our martyrs, from the river to the sea. Sign after sign, chant after chant. And this witness, brought in to testify, cannot bring herself to clearly condemn a single one of them. Not one. Senator Josh Hawley wasn't having it. He walked her through each image, each slogan, each chant, many of them displayed on buildings in Washington, D.C., right in the nation's capital, in front of Jewish students, following the deadliest massacre of Jewish people since the Holocaust. Yet she responded by saying phrases like, long live the Intifada, can mean different things to different people, that it's nuanced, that she needs more context. A rabbi on the panel put it plainly. If there were a phrase that could be interpreted as kill all black people, would anyone excuse it by saying it means different things to different people? Of course not. But when it comes to Jewish people, suddenly it becomes complicated. Here's what isn't complicated. Students for Justice in Palestine, an organization the witness described as a national organic human rights movement, release a statement claiming it is their moral obligation to support the pathway to liberation they choose to take, including violence. The United States Senate condemned that rhetoric unanimously, and still, the witness could not fully condemn it, even when it was read to her directly. Senator Hawley captured the core issue. You cannot have an honest conversation about anti-Semitism if every time it's raised, the response is to change the subject. That's not nuance, it's deflection. It's a way of avoiding a direct conversation about Jewish lives. What happened on October 7th was the deadliest day for Jewish people since World War II. In the aftermath, on American college campuses, funded in part by taxpayer dollars, Jewish students reported being blocked from attending classes, intimidated and threatened. Meanwhile, some of those responsible were praised as activists. This witness appeared before the Senate and, in effect, validated that movement. But thanks to Senator Hawley's questioning, the American public saw the exchange for themselves. Share this message, because much of the media won't show it. They won't show the chants. They won't show the signs. And they won't show a Senate witness refusing to clearly condemn them. That's why this platform exists. We will not look away. We will not stay silent.